Hello, everyone. I'm excited to have you here. Today, we'll be exploring the word disheveled, which means untidy or messy. We'll look at its definition, how to recognize it, and some examples to help you understand it better. So, let's get started and discover more. In this example, we see that the puzzle was so baffling that no one finished it. The word baffling here is used to describe something that is very confusing or difficult to understand. It highlights how challenging the puzzle was, to the point that everyone struggled with it. This helps illustrate the idea that when something is truly baffling, it can stump even the most persistent or skilled people. Understanding this concept is important as we explore how certain problems or situations can be so complex that they leave everyone puzzled. It ties into the broader theme of recognizing and dealing with confusion or complexity in our work or daily lives. So let's look at this example. The teacher was lenient and did not punish them. Now, what does lenient mean here? It means not strict, or in other words, being gentle or forgiving in discipline. When we say someone is lenient, we're highlighting a more relaxed approach, especially in a situation where stricter rules might usually apply. Understanding words like lenient allows us to communicate more precisely and interpret others' intentions more clearly. Now, let's look at an example to really understand the word, repulsive. Imagine the smell coming from a dustbin that's been left out in the heat for days. It's not just unpleasant, it's downright offensive. That's what we mean by repulsive, something that is extremely unpleasant to our senses or feelings. When we describe something as repulsive, we're emphasizing just how strong that negative reaction is. This example ties into our overall theme of understanding how words can intensify our descriptions and help us convey our experiences more vividly. Remember, repulsive isn't just unpleasant, it's at the extreme end of unpleasantness. Audacious. It means very bold and risky. When I say it was an audacious plan to start a business in college, I mean it was a daring move, one that took a lot of courage and confidence. This kind of boldness is often necessary when pursuing big ideas or unconventional paths. Remember, being audacious can set you apart and push you toward success, even if it feels risky at first. It really ties into our overall theme of taking bold steps to achieve your goals. Parry, and its importance in communication. Parrying, as you may know, means to block or avoid an attack. But in a conversational context, it's about managing difficult questions or comments. For example, someone might ask a tricky question, and instead of directly confronting it, you might try to parry with a joke or a light remark. This tactic can help you steer the conversation back on track or reduce tension. The key point here is that parrying isn't just about dodging, it's a strategic tool. It allows you to maintain control of the dialogue and keep the interaction productive. When we think about effective communication, especially in challenging situations, knowing when and how to parry can make a big difference. It's a vital skill that supports overall communication success. Let's take a closer look at the word, prevalent. As you can see, it means very common or widespread. For example, online classes have become prevalent after the pandemic. This highlights how certain trends or behaviors can become the norm in a relatively short period. Recognizing what's prevalent helps us understand shifts in society and technology. It also ties back to the overall theme of how our world is constantly evolving, especially in the way we learn and interact. So, when we see something described as prevalent, it signals that it's not just a passing trend, but something significant that has a broad impact. Ominous. This word describes that feeling we get when something bad might happen. Like dark clouds gathering before a storm, there's this sense that trouble is on its way. It's a powerful word because it sets the tone for anticipation or concern. When we say something is ominous, we're highlighting that this sign or signal is not just random. It's a warning that we should pay attention to. In the context of our overall theme, understanding words like ominous helps us better interpret subtle clues and signals in different situations. It's about recognizing the cues that suggest something serious or potentially dangerous is looming on the horizon. The word incredible is a great example of how a simple word can carry a lot of meaning. It can mean something unbelievable or truly amazing, depending on the context. When we describe something as incredible, we're emphasizing that it's beyond ordinary, often inspiring awe or admiration. Understanding this word helps us communicate strong feelings about experiences or things that stand out as extraordinary. It shows how a single word can elevate our descriptions and make our stories more compelling. So, keep in mind how powerful words like this are when you're sharing your own experiences or ideas. When experiencing eye pain, it's really important to see a specialist, and that specialist is an ophthalmologist. An ophthalmologist is a medical doctor who specializes in eye health and vision care. They can diagnose and treat a wide range of eye conditions, from infections to more serious issues like glaucoma or retinal problems. Visiting an ophthalmologist ensures you get a thorough examination and the appropriate treatment. Now, let's look at the example. New technology can supersede or replace old machines. The key idea here is that advancements in technology often make previous tools or equipment obsolete. When we say supersede, we're talking about something newer taking the place of something older. This concept is important because it highlights how innovation drives change and improvement. It also connects to the overall theme of progress, showing us that staying current often means letting go of the past and embracing new solutions. Remember, superseding isn't just about replacement, it's about progress and moving forward. Autopsy, as you can see here, refers to a medical examination performed after someone has passed away. Its main purpose is to determine the cause of death, especially in cases where the cause isn't immediately clear. For example, we saw an autopsy revealing that a heart attack was the cause of death. This process involves a thorough inspection of the body, including internal organs, to gather crucial medical information. Understanding autopsy findings is essential because it helps medical professionals and investigators piece together the circumstances leading to a person's death. Autopsies are vital tools in both medical and forensic fields, connecting directly to our broader discussion about understanding health and disease. Now, let's look at an example sentence. Her indefatigable effort inspired the whole team. Here, indefatigable means never getting tired or being very energetic. It's used to describe someone who shows relentless enthusiasm and stamina. When we say her effort was indefatigable, we're emphasizing just how tireless and persistent she was. This quality can really motivate others and help push a project forward. Remember, the key takeaway here is that indefatigable highlights an admirable level of energy and perseverance, which connects to our overall theme of resilience and dedication in achieving success. Let's take a closer look at this example. He openly says that he is an atheist. This statement highlights how someone can be very transparent about their beliefs. Now, what exactly is an atheist? An atheist is a person who does not believe in God. This definition is quite straightforward but important because it helps us understand different perspectives on faith and belief systems. When we say someone is an atheist, we're emphasizing their lack of belief in a deity, which can influence how they view the world and their place in it. Recognizing these distinctions is key to understanding diverse viewpoints and fostering respectful conversations. Labels like atheist are not just words. They reflect deeply held beliefs that shape people's lives and interactions. When we say something is illogical, we're talking about it not being reasonable or making sense. It's a key concept because, in critical thinking, recognizing illogical conclusions helps us evaluate arguments more effectively. Remember, a conclusion that ignores facts or jumps to conclusions without proper reasoning is often illogical. Connecting this to our overall theme, Spotting illogical reasoning allows us to challenge weak arguments and strengthen our own thinking. So, always keep an eye out for reasoning that doesn't quite add up. That's where the real clarity begins.